Who knew? Who knew? Folks, this video is about migraines. It's about high blood pressure. It's about finding natural ways to look after yourself. And I have to start with the YouTube disclaimer. YouTube, I'm not giving any medical advice. I am no Scientologist or rocket surgeon or any of those kind of things. I am somebody who is giving anecdotal evidence of something that I've been battling for a very long time, and I may have found solution. And that's something worth sharing. So cheers, folks. And what am I talking about? I am talking about, most of y'all know, I suffer migraines. And I have suffered migraines since I moved to Calgary. Calgary has a very large migraine population. Calgary is a mile-high city east of the Rockies, along a long set of foothills, changing weather like crazy, and that affects me. But for years and years, I've been trying. For the first decade coming to Calgary, they tried Topamax, propanolol, Cipralex. They tried, he actually just wrote on a piece of paper, move. Never ever did I find a solution, and to be honest, the migraines have gotten steadily and steadily worse. And there for sure is a component to location. But just recently, because of my high blood pressure scare that I had for the last couple of weeks, I have maybe found some solution. Correlation is not always equal to causation. They don't always go hand in hand, but they sometimes do. And again, I stress this is anecdotal, but in my desperation last Monday, when I was told my blood pressure is way too high, and I had a blood pressure machine that I was not using, and every time I went in for blood pressure tests, I always said, look, I have white coat syndrome. If I go to the doctor, I'm going to have high blood pressure. Why? Because I'm at the doctor's. I'm at a place that I have been told once that I was dying. I'm at a place that I've found out my worst fears. So, of course, my blood pressure's high. And they finally called and said, no, we're not letting you say that anymore. If you truly have white coat syndrome, you start testing at home and you prove it to us. So I started testing at home, and mine was high. And this scared me. I went a deep dive Monday into what can cause, and this is something I've never looked at before. They've always complained about my cholesterol. They've always complained about me not eating enough veggies, and they've always complained about they always worked on my headache, but never once did they really say anything about blood pressure. So never have I looked it up. But I looked it up. What did I find? First thing I found scared me, because it said Advil can cause high blood pressure. And I thought, how the hell am I going to lower blood pressure when I got to take Advil all the time for my headache, for my migraines that will never go away? But I found Advil can really restrict your arteries and therefore increase your blood pressure. But I also found high sodium, salt intake, can really contribute to blood pressure. issues. Okay, now I'm getting somewhere. I eat, even though I eat really good, I eat a very balanced diet. I snack at night on quite salty foods, mostly chips. Oh my God. And that's what I mean is who knew? So I was on a path of enlightenment. I was finding something out. And I realized, you know what? I didn't have chips Sunday night. I'm not going to have chips again. I've gone since a Monday past, so 9 days now, 8 days. I've gone 8 days without chips and really impressively cutting salt out of my diet. I woke up Tuesday after 2 days without much salt, and I didn't need an Advil, even though I told myself Advil's contributing, I'm going to have to live with a headache. But I had no headache. And Wednesday, I had no headache. And Thursday, yeah, you get it. I've had a headache yesterday morning for a little bit and this morning, and it probably will dissipate. I may have found the combination that was causing it. No, sorry, go even further, and now I look it up, and sodium is one of the contributors to migraines. I say who knew it, because not only did I never make that little trilogy of salt causing high blood pressure causing or contributing to migraine, salt contributing to migraine, Advil contributing to the migraine. Dump it all. And I've had my healthiest week yet. Is my blood pressure in the clear? For the last 24 hours, I have had clear readings of my blood pressure. In my search for all this, I have found one raw clove of garlic, squished, wait 10 minutes for the allicin to form, and then eaten. Chew it up real good, get most of it sublingually, and then get it into your system. Really reduces blood pressure. Keep your blood pressure low. The rest of the things seem to go. And I just didn't know. I didn't know. Now, I look back at all the nutrition data that my doctor sent me, and yes, in there is how sodium is bad for you. But it isn't just out there in your face, and maybe I'm just more sensitive that they never struck on this 20 years ago, because I could have been 20 years migraine-less. Not free, but less. This area will still give me migraines, I'm sure, but I'm learning now of that rolling snowball of a migraine comes, I take an Advil, I eat some chips, I hurt the migraine more, and then I need more Advil. I know now a little bit of suffering will get me further than trying to get rid of the suffering, and I feel now that, and stay tuned, I got a little more data, but I feel now that maybe I can manage my health still at 62 without any pharmaceuticals. That was one of my scariest thoughts, is that I'm going to have to say, yes, okay, doctor, I'm going to have to start taking some of the crap that you guys give us. Seriously, and looking further, a small bag of chips has 1,100 milligrams of sodium. A small bag. If you're hypertensive, high blood pressure, your allowable sodium per day, your recommended sodium per day is 2,500. 3,500 to 4,000 if you're a healthy person. 1,100 milligrams in a small bag of chips, and I would eat a big bag of chips. So I would get my more sodium than I should have with just one bag of chips, and that wasn't all I was eating. So the more you know, who knew? The more you know. Yeah, I'm learning. At 62, I'm still learning, and maybe you guys will comment below as to more that I could learn about and from, because boy oh boy, I like to learn. It feels good. You have a good Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow on the Global Grow Show.